just some few thoughts, just some simple thoughts from the founder of the World of Kiln project. In fact, I am Andreas Posur, and I'd like to share some views of the near future with the global internet community, and I would appreciate to get some feedback if my thoughts are correct or not correct, or some thoughts of crazy. Okay, well, the internet is not the killer application, as often said. The internet is just a medium who links, which links people together, and is just a working method in which people from all over the world are partying and collaborating to shape some really great products and provide some more value than intentioned by commercial vendors of products. This technology or this technique is called open source. Open source is not only just a hype buzzword. It's a strategy thing. It's a complete change in producing high quality software. It's completely turning inside out what is the traditional way of providing software to the users, and is some sort of reshaping the thoughts of are we responsible for our customers? Do we have to feature this product in the future? Is there enough custom user base for us to feature? Open source is definitely changing all those ideas and all those thoughts. Open source is everybody can contribute to your project, can improve it, or maybe can worse it, but the worst thing is that that one have maybe an open source project and do not have any control over it, and does nobody review it, but all people contributed and don't look at it closely and just hits the enter button and gets this contributed software product in some sort of production state. It's ridiculous, and no sane software developer guy would do things like that. So open source is one of the most reviewed code bases of all times. Open source code is rock stable at most time. It's produced by the thought, often produce with errors, but produce and check often. So most of the people can really provide some more values to the code basis and to the final product then. Open source is definitely one of these ways to provide really interesting and great value products to people who can't or couldn't afford those products in the past. They were forced to buy really difficult and expensive solutions by the great software vendors like Microsoft, like Novell at first, IBM, but this whole thing is really changing. IBM is gone open source, provides some software as a service, but with open source and free software, I don't know, maybe some premium stuff, but not the basic stuff will be premium content. So Novell is some sort of okay, they are some sort of going together with Microsoft. Microsoft is not the big enemy as I see it in the future. They are really struggling to survive, not only with Google but with all the other open source displacers and manufacturers, and those people are really interested in watching and getting some clue what the open source community does do their type of social applications, their type of great software like Open Maps, so-called OpenStreetMap project, or called some sort of a web server which is provided through patches, so it's called Apache server, and this Apache server is now has now over 60 maybe 70% in the whole market share of web servers, and it's completely free, it's open source, it has now a final economic open source, some sort of glass bowl around it, and it's called the Apache Software Foundation. And yeah, open source is really this thing what makes the world changing more than